Hello and welcome to Ziath's Application Laboratories here in Cambridge, United Kingdom. I'm Steve Knight, Commercial Director, and in this short video I'm going to explain how the new Mohawk tube selector, working in conjunction with the Datapack Mirage 2D rack scanner, can simplify the process of selecting tubes from racks which have come from your library. You'll see how easy it is to select individual tubes using the Mohawk and then to verify that the correct tubes have been picked to the destination rack using the Mirage 2D scanner. The Ziath Mohawk tube selector is a compact device which features 96 individually controlled solenoids capable of raising tubes within SBS racks like this. So each solenoid corresponds to one tube position and they can be raised or lowered under the control of the Mohawk software. That enables us to select up to 16 tubes in any one run, either individually or all together, for picking into destination racks. This greatly simplifies the retrieval of tubes from the middle of these racks, which would otherwise be quite difficult. One of the main advantages of the Mohawk tube picker working with the Ziath scanners is the ability to work with picked tubes that have been identified from the racks using the scanner, and then to confirm that you've picked the correct tubes also using the same scanner at the end of the process. So let's have a look at that. Using the software, we can open a pick list which has been previously created, and we can verify those tubes using the scanner. So if we place the first rack, and then within the Mohawk software, we can use the Datapack scan function to drive the Mirage. It's now scanning, and will verify all of the tube positions have been decoded. If we then place it onto the Mohawk, the correct tubes are now picked when we hit the run key here. So here we can see the identified tubes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and those tubes will then be picked from the Mohawk like that. The picked tubes can then be removed and put into the destination racks. Once all of the picked tubes have been taken from the rack, that rack can be removed and the pins will drop. We're now ready to scan the second rack, which can be placed onto the linear scanner. Again, from within the Mohawk software, we can key the scan function. The second rack is scanned and verified, and it can now be placed for picking. When we close the lid, the tubes will be picked. We can add them to the destination rack. And move on to the final rack from this group. Placed on the scanner. Again, tube IDs are verified. We see we have 3 empty positions, but the whole of the rest of the rack has been decoded. That rack goes to the Mohawk. It immediately picks the selected tubes, which go into our destination rack. So now we've selected all of the tubes from these 3 racks and placed them in a destination rack. We can put it back onto the Mirage and verify the positions of these by clicking Finish on the Mohawk part of the software. We can see from the software the tubes which it thinks have been picked, and then we can scan to verify them and they'll move across to the picked side. Scan rack. Once the tubes have been verified, the work list can be closed, and if you've asked for a report, that will then be generated and stored in a location on the computer so that you can verify or import to your sample management database the tubes which have actually been used in this process. There is also a much simpler way of using the software, and that's to manually pick tubes simply by entering them. So if we put one of the original racks back on, if we then close the lid, we're simply going to randomly select some tubes across the plate. They'll be selected by highlighting them on screen like this, and then pressing the pin up button will raise those tubes for picking, and the 4 tubes which have been selected can then be removed and placed in the destination rack. As before, the tubes can then be verified on the Mirage with a simple scan. So as you can see, the combination of the Mohawk tube selector and either Mirage, Express or Cube 2D rack scanners is a very powerful combination for identifying and selecting tubes from 96 well SBS racks. For more information, please go to our website at www.ziath.com.